Alright everybody, so we are back to working on this edit station. It's that laptop stand thing. So what we did in the last video is we built this crazy top right here. We got the Tesla logo inside. We got all these crazy inlays. So we're not going to be doing anything with this right now. We're going to set this off to the side. But basically we got to make the legs for this thing so the laptop is actually in the air. We got to cut some crazy angles, do some stuff, but not right now. To start things off, as you guys know, we like to do a lot of scroll saw stuff. So we got some crazy designs that we're working on. So I'm going to show you guys those right now. Up on the scroll saw here, we got the Skynet, we got the Falcon 9. You guys can see that right there, looking super sweet. So we got them all sanded, ready to go. What was really nice about it is we got this coloration here. So we got like this orange, and then we got like the maple, you know. So when we set these all up, looks pretty cool. Got that contrast going. So what we're doing now is starting to work on the legs. We got to cut some crazy angles, right? Because we want to make sure we get the pitch for the laptop.
Exactly. So what I have right here is a pencil line, which we have to cut. And what I have to do is actually bring out the old track saw again and actually cut this line on a 30-degree angle so that when it sits, it's flush to the tabletop.
Yeah, so that'll be pretty nice, and these are actually going on the legs once we do all those cuts and everything.
Yes.
It's perfect. We can start working on fitting this thing up essentially for assembly and then trying to see what we want to do with these. We still have some ideas moving forward, so we're just going to see how this thing goes.
Let's see how it goes, start cutting.
So we got the angles cut here for the walnut legs. So as you guys can see, it turned out pretty nice, pretty crazy angle. It's looking pretty strange, but we're gonna go ahead and just set this down right here. So what we have to do now is we gotta glue this whole thing together. So we're gonna need some glue. Wow, that was right on cue.
Right on.
That was not planned at all.
Right on cue.
Oh, next thing is tape. We're gonna need tape. Oh, we got tape. Look at that, guys. So this is gonna be very difficult to try to glue up, obviously, because of all those angles and everything.
We gotta tape it, we gotta flip it over. We gotta fold up the side legs and then wait for it to dry.
Yeah, we're gonna wait for a while for this one to dry just because of the angles. We just really wanna make sure it's good. So while this thing is drying up, we're gonna probably let it dry overnight. We're gonna be working on these right here. So basically we cut all these things out. We're gonna need to sand these all up perfectly and then start applying some finish oil to them. But for right now, go ahead, glue this thing up and hopefully it goes good. You guys already know glue ups are stressful.
Man, they're always stressful, never easy.
Never an easy task, but this one should hopefully be okay. So we got our glue, we got our tape, ready to go. As you guys might notice, well, the legs aren't glued on, and also there's a giant mess here. We're about to be brutally honest in saying that, well, it didn't go well.
It didn't go well, so don't do what I just did.
Because it doesn't work well.
It doesn't work well, not at all.
Not at all. So we had to try a couple different methods, and now it looks like this one might actually work.
So pretty much what I did is I made some notches to fit into that channel, basically the same angle you guys can see. So it I can clamp it together. Hopefully it works. I'm gonna use some wood glue. I tried to use super glue. I didn't show you guys any of that, but that is totally, don't do that. That's bad.
That was a disaster.
Total disaster. I tried to use the activator, super glue on the seam, on the joint. Don't do that. Bad idea. So I'm gonna start gluing this up with some wood glue. Hopefully it works. Let it sit overnight and we'll get right back into it.
So that glue up turned out really, really nice, but what we want to do is some welding. So we got some metal right here. What's going on?
Well, we got to reinforce this because, well, if I put my computer on here and somehow, some way this breaks, I do not want that computer falling and breaking. So what we're going to do is actually make some brackets. We're going to weld up some brackets for inside of here. And so I made a little jig right here with the exact angle of what it is. So I'm just going to take my welder, weld that groove, and we're good to go.
So we got the metal brackets on here looking pretty nice right now. I don't know if the 1/8 inch steel was necessary, but it was definitely necessary.
Man, it was necessary because we gotta make sure this thing never breaks.
Yeah, we gotta make sure it's reinforced nice and good, and it looks like it will be. So we're gonna go ahead and flip this thing over right now. We gotta give this thing the love and attention it truly deserves, because I'm gonna show you guys right now. I mean,
it doesn't look good right now.
It doesn't. It's been all full of glue. Looks pretty bad. So we got the sander right there. We gotta sand this thing up, make it look pretty, get it done, you know.
Polish it up, make it look pretty.